What's going on, guys? It's Dan from Craving Wild. I also got Eddie in the studio right now with me. We are getting ready to record an episode, and just before we get into this, I want to give a brief kind of detail of what we got going on with this. This is based around the Delaware trip that we've been going on. This is going to be the third year.
Yep.
And we're going to call it Velvet Redemption, and it's going to be in parts. So first part one is going to be basically what we're talking about tonight, which would be the shed hunting, and then kind of scouting around that. And then also part two is going to be putting out cameras based off of what we find. Part three is going to be checking those cameras. And then part four is going to be the actual hunt with probably a little bit of prep in there as part of that. So basically, it's just going to take you literally throughout the seasons, from the shed hunting and scouting to the putting out cameras to the checking the cameras and to the actual hunt. And then, as an out-of-state, over-the-counter public, we kind of we do it all. So just want to let you guys know what's coming down the pipe with this. Part one is going to be now, so March. Part two is not going to be till June, I believe.
July, I think we were talking
later
about that
June, maybe.
Yeah.
And then we usually check the cameras about 2 weeks before we go down the hunt.
Yeah.
So you'll have we will have very good intel, accurate, up-to-date intel to talk about, get excited about, and then we're going to go right into the season.
Yep.
So,
killing time.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you like this episode and like this little mini series, and we're looking forward to chatting about it. So yeah, are you awake now? Are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
I'm a little fired up because I had another one of those energy drinks.
Oh boy, the goat.
Yeah,
How was that energy drink you had yesterday with the coconut water in it?
delicious.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't think there was any caffeine in it though.
Okay, because I remember you
What
were
was
like,
it?
I'm going to give it a shot, and then I never heard about it.
What was it? It was a Monster Rehab or something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that.
Oh, I like them. The iced tea?
Yeah, it was like lemonade tea.
Yeah, it's real good. Yellow one or what?
Yeah, I believe it was yellow.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I didn't realize that they had like a recovery drink.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah, that was delicious, and I did feel good after that. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Which we needed that after that.
Friday.
Yeah,
was
how
a
you guys
long-
feeling?
Friday was a long day.
Yeah, a little sore. Should have did some training before we did this.
This old age thing's not cool.
It's getting harder and harder
I
every
shouldn't
year.
say old age because we
It'll
ain't,
get you,
we ain't
man.
old, but this shit
middle age
sneaks up
stuff.
on you.
We're getting to the point and we're not old by any means, but we're getting to that point where I think we need to do a little bit of upkeep. We can't just go willy-nilly, oh, we're going to go walk 15 miles today.
Yeah.
And
You know what goes a long way?
what's that?
Stretching.
True.
Huge. Changed the game for my working out.
I hate stretching. I always have
Me
hated
too.
stretching.
Never did it. Never did it for any sports I played growing up. I started doing it as I got older and was working out daily, and it changed everything. The way I move, all of it.
The fluidity.
Yeah, everything just feels loose when I wake up.
Do you take
Feels
any
good.
joint supplements?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's last resort.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid it.
I used to take joint supplements when I was working out a lot, and I thought it helped.
It
A
does,
lot.
for sure.
Lubes you up.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you stretch before and after, just before, just after?
Mostly when I wake up. So not even like before or after a workout. Like just when I wake up in the morning.
Oh, you
I'll
just
do a
stretch
couple,
daily.
like,
Interesting.
yeah. And it just starts your day off like well.
What do you do? Like, what kind of stretching are you doing, and how long?
I mean, maybe 10 minutes of just like,
Bending over, touching your
just-
toes.
yeah, I mean, touching your toes, pulling your knees to your chest, and like in bed, crossing your leg across your body and cracking your back a little bit.
I did that last night.
Just kind of, get the arms moving cross body with the arms, pull them in. Just the whole body. Like I just wake up the whole body when I get up.
Okay,
It helps dramatically.
I like that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot better than waking up and just shotgunning an energy drink and getting in a car and sitting there for an hour.
Well, don't get me wrong now. I do that as well.
I was so stiff when I got out of the truck today when we got back.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal. But we also played into We did that to ourselves.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we got down to this is part 1 of the Velvet Redemption series, little mini series, and we were supposed to have all 4 of us go down there and look for sheds, and it ended up just being 2 of us, which is actually the beauty of having a decently sized team. 4 guys, 1 or 2 guys can get caught up in life, and then we still have people to go down there and
Do stuff.
do stuff and still put in a little bit of research.
Absolutely.
A little bummed that you couldn't come, Kevin, because I was interested to see what you got into in the quote unquote Kevin's field.
Yeah, I'm bummed that I wasn't able to get in it.
I
went
took
to
a
see
good
it.
walk for you, though, Kevin.
I appreciate it. I was going to ask that.
Yep.
Did anyone head over there?
Yep. That's where I found one of the deadheads.
Oh, great.
No, I think what happened with him is either I think he might have got hit by a car, or maybe I hope that the bug didn't get him, but I think if the bug got him, we would have found more of that. I think it was
a beaut.
Which one?
Not the one in the water.
Oh, not the one that was hit by a car for sure. That wasn't in that area though.
Yeah.
The little
The
guy,
other one.
the little one was in your area.
Nice.
But you got a lot of your area is really, you got a lot of deer sign in there still.
Good.
So
were you able to tell what was growing?
oh yeah, you're probably gonna have like 10 foot of corn.
Yes. That's what I wanted.
I'm pretty sure winter wheat's planted in it for you, so I think you'll be all right.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's good to
yeah.
hear.
I think based off of prior experiences, you're probably gonna have soybean in there, at least in your field.
Yeah.
That would be huge.
We were gonna mess with you and tell you it was gonna be corn until we got there to put cameras
just
out.
did.
No, we were gonna keep it going. We had a long
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
about that yesterday.
Glad you guys were productive.
Yeah.
Well, we were even talking like when we went down last year. I found 1 deadhead, and you found 1 shed, and this year we found 2 deadheads and 3 sheds.
Yeah.
So we definitely produced some more this year.
It was
Okay.
pretty wild. I went to a new spot, well, relatively new. Eddie and myself, we walked a little loop in it last year and didn't see a lot that we liked. We were basically just seeing what was in the fields, and it was, I don't know what that plan is that they plan it in that backfield. I got to do a little bit more research because it's definitely standing crop, and it's about, I don't know, shin high, 12 inches, 15 inches high, and it's nothing that I recognize. So it's like a specialty thing. I don't know if it's for the birds. I don't know if it's for like the doves. I don't know if
Yeah.
they plant.
Okay.
It wasn't like sorghum or anything like that. There was no like head of, well, there's not gonna be anything left now, but
Yeah.
got to do a little bit more research on that and see what that food source is, because there was a lot of trails going through that field.
Okay.
Okay.
But it was funny. I got out of the truck, walked maybe 120 yards, bam, first shed. Like, I was
That's
like,
the one you put up on a story?
yeah. It was
Nice.
it was in water, but I was able to get to it because everything was a little dried out. So, but you could tell it was underwater at one point in time.
Okay.
And it was a year old at least. I think it was only a year old. Wasn't touched, wasn't shoot on, nothing. Nice little 5-point side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty deer. If he's still alive, he'll be a really pretty deer.
Now, were you guys in mostly familiar territory, what your plans were this year, or were you just kind of shooting and
I
getting
wasn't.
out of the car and start walking?
I went to my one spot that I didn't even. It was the first place you and I went last year, and I took a nice walk
Okay.
in there, and I'm putting cameras in there because I found some stuff that I'm really excited about.
Cool.
So, we're gonna check that out good and hard, and then we went to another place which we're really thinking about looking into. We're gonna put some cameras out, but
The last place we went to?
Yeah,
I want to talk about it at the end.
okay,
Yeah, because that's very interesting.
yeah,
Delaware has very interesting rules that I want to cover too, a little bit later. But to answer your question, for me, I was in all new spots. I didn't go to anything that I've been to before, and that was kind of the plan going in. Just kind of spread the wings a little bit,
yeah,
walk around, hit different pieces. That way, you can pick out of a hat. You got 4, 5, 6, places to kind of go to, depending on what the human pressure is, and the dove hunting pressure is big up there or down there, I should say. So that's another thing we try to like kind of key away from. With it being a lot of corn last year, we didn't really have to worry about that.
No, we didn't.
So, but with the soybean, it seems like we had a lot more pressure the first year, in my opinion, for doves.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a weather thing, like people, depending on the temperatures outside. I mean, it's dove hunting, so you're just sitting on a bucket pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know how too into it they get, but
yeah. But yeah.
What's the season on that?
Well, it starts like the Monday while we're down there. It's the same day every year for them.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah. I don't know how long it goes for, but
no. So the first shed I found, like I said, it was in like a little water patch, but it was in a little water patch that was in a thicket that they must have cut. I don't know. I'm gonna say 5 years ago. And it's just a lot of maples and briars, and it's nasty. It's thick. It's nasty. A lot of trails. I was really expecting to find more sheds, to be honest. But we were talking a little bit, and we think that because the winter was so bad, or so not bad, so light, yeah. The deer are just very spread out.
Yeah, well, I talked to 2 people who have put in like 100 miles plus, and they haven't found diddly really.
The guys in Delaware you were talking to, yeah,
they didn't find much. So, like you're saying, things are spread out, just tough covering.
And they said they found a lot last year, right?
Yeah, he said they lit the world on fire last year, and this year, it's cold.
Yeah, I think it's literally just boots on the ground and just excessive amounts of travel.
You think they're all sheds already by now, or you think that has something to do with it too? They're still on the deer.
Some of it, I think, has to.
I think 90% of them are probably shed.
Did you see any bucks?
No,
we didn't see many deer, but also what we did see some deer. Like I had one spot where I'd probably bumped out like 18 deer out of one hedgerow, and then Dan, you said you had a group like that too. So that's another thing. They're grouped up, and if you don't find that group, you might not find their sheds.
Yeah. I did kick up the first spot I went to. I kicked up one lone deer, and I'm willing to bet that was a buck. The way it just took off. The way his ears were, they looked like they were a little flat. Just look, and where he was bedded by himself, to me it just seemed like that was a buck. No, obviously no, I didn't see any antlers. Searched that area really good, couldn't find anything, and he was in the thicket, like in a briar patch, bedded up. And then the second day, when I kicked up a big group, it was probably, like you said, same deal, 15, 20 deer. And I didn't see any antlers, but I also couldn't get there because they blew up out on private. I was walking this, like, I don't even know what you call, like, little drainage ditches.
Yeah, they're all drainage, yeah.
And that's what separates the private from public. And I was just walking that edge to see what deer are coming from the private. And if they jump that little drainage ditch, that shock hopefully would pop an antler off. I mean, that idea and plan didn't come to fruition, but so I couldn't immediately check that area where those deer blew up because it was private, but there was a ton of trails coming into there. I marked it. I'm going to put camera there because there's a trail, like a crossing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, cool.
Gotcha.
And there's actually, so it's like a low spot. This spot, it's super swampy, but it's not soft. It's all wet. But the whole time I was walking in like an inch and a half of water.
So it's probably just runoff just sitting there, and you won't have that there in the summertime.
Right.
Did they get hit with that snow we just got hit with, or was that all rain?
Rain.
Was it like very wet down there?
I wouldn't say very wet at all. I mean, there was water there, but
but there's water there at this time of year every year, and it's just because of runoff and stuff.
I should have went to the beaver pond to see what that looked like, and I never made it to that spot.
Yeah, that would give you a good.
But so and it was like just nasty green briar. Is where I kicked the deer out of. Super nasty green briar, and then you have patches. I call it like skunk cabbage. I don't know. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yep.
If you step on it, it smells like a skunk.
Yeah.
And you'll all you gotta do is do it once, and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. But what's nice about that spot is there's a path. It used to be a path that I think they took care of, and they stopped, and it's not on the map.
Like a hiking trail?
Correct. Yeah, like a 2-track trail. That's all grown up, but there's still a trail there. So it's easy access is what I'm getting to.
Okay.
It's easy access, and I think I can undercut the deer because there's a little ridge, a little rise, like a 20-foot, 30-foot rise, which there's not very many terrain features like that in Delaware.
Yeah.
And it might be only 100 yards long. And I'm thinking, and it's south facing, so I'm thinking the deer, and there's oaks on it, and I'm thinking that might be a good spot for traveling, especially if we can get down there for like more like later October.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to be in
September.
Yeah. Trying to get in there, I think it's going to be a problem in September because it's deep. So I'm going to have to either get in there and see where they're bedding. Maybe when we go check cameras, like just walk through there and blow them out and just mark that spot and then try and finagle a way to get around that and get in there. But I think that's more of a later season spot.
Okay.
Are you planning on a second trip to Delaware? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we always plan that. Like we always say, "Oh, we're gonna."
Do you always plan a second?
Yeah, it really just depends on how we do because we have so many tags up here. Like at least I do between PA and New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie's not really gonna leave. Doesn't want to. Nobody really wants to leave.
Yeah. At that
open
time,
tags.
Yeah.
I hate leaving home field.
Yeah.
Once it's open. But,
I'd like to go down to Delaware for shotgun season. I really would. I'd like
That
to
would
see
be
what it's
fun.
about. But it's like prime time here,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah. It's tough. If we fill a tag, then it's not tough. That's an
Correct.
easy answer.
But
So that's the plan.
It depends on what your situation is here at home and
yeah.
what
Yeah.
happened the first trip.
Yeah.
I always have high hopes and dreams every year. I mean, I want to go tag out every
Don't
tag
we
I
all?
buy.
Yeah.
But
That's like my ultimate goal is to hit the Grand Slam, which would be Delaware, Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York. Kill a buck in all 4 of those states.
there you go.
That'd be
I like that.
insane year if that could happen.
A buck.
A buck. Yeah, that would be incredible. I've only done Jersey and PA. I've never done the trifecta. They like the tri-state trifecta.
Yeah.
I've never done that, and I know a lot of guys try and do that.
Yeah.
And then gonna add in
I like
Delaware there
that.
for the super duper slam.
Yeah, Super Slam. I like that a lot.
I have a lot of free time this year, so this is probably going to be the year. Like if I can push hard. So
There you go.
Well, it also depends on what tags open up for you, I guess.
yeah, if I fill Pensy early, then it's good. See, what kills me is Jersey because they have 3 separate tag seasons.
Yeah, you gotta use it up by a certain.
Yeah. So like I don't want to leave that first, and I'm sure Kevin you're the same way. Like you don't want to leave that first tag open and spend a bunch of time in Delaware when that's a year-long tag. But
You
then when
always
that
feel like you got tomorrow.
right, yeah, you always have tomorrow in Delaware, and obviously until the season's over. But
Yeah.
in like Jersey, the season ends in let's just say October 31st, or the closest Saturday to that. You're like in that, and that's like good. That's like the best time to be in the woods.
Yeah.
So that you don't want to go down the Delaware when that other tag just opened, especially if you're on deer. So that turns into like a
You're fighting yourself.
yeah. And there's no wrong answer.
No, 100%.
There's no wrong answer. It's just based off of what you really want to go to.
Hey, do you guys hear my dog in the background?
No.
No.
He's going absolutely nuts out there. I don't know what his deal is.
Well,
all right.
Tell him to go get some goddamn sheds. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Yeah, for real, man. He sucks at shed hunting.
You got to get him to find one.
Yeah, I know, and then he won't stop, right?
Yeah. Once they know the deed, they get it.
Once they know the task at hand.
He's what is he?
Done. He's an American mutt. He's a pit bull boxer, like 3 other breeds.
Oh yeah, you might have a.
He's probably not going to be too good at it.
Yeah, he's just a companion in the woods.
He's a dopey dog who might help out in a situation.
So that's the tag situation. It's always a good problem when you have too many tags, though. Like we have, if you do the quad state challenge, we'll just call it.
Yeah.
So you got 1 buck tag in PA. And we'll just do. Okay, so we'll just do 1 buck in PA. You get 3 bucks archery bucks in Jersey. You get 2 bucks in Delaware, and then you can get 2 bucks in New York. 1 with the bow, 1 with the gun. So that's 8 bucks right there, and then I believe you can get 3 more bucks in Jersey if you gun hunt. I don't do that.
That's absurd.
$8 tags. Imagine going 8 for 8. I'd probably
No.
quit. Take up fishing.
Yeah.
Well, you better go play the lottery too.
Yeah. Especially if they were all like decent deer. That
Yeah.
would be incredible.
Man.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's the new goal. That's like the what are we gonna like the I don't even
Well,
know.
I'm still trying to get like one.
Just get a deer.
A nice buck. Like, I mean, imagine 8. God damn.
Yeah. That's not that would be wild.
That should be called the Craven Wild Super Slam.
Yeah. We could do that. 8 deer tags. Just gotta fill them.
That's crazy.
So yeah, go like one thing I'm a little bit not concerned about this year is the fact that for me anyway is I'm almost starting from scratch again. Like I'm in the same spot, but area. We'll say same area within 13 minutes of where we stay, which is hilarious.
Well, I'm starting from scratch as well.
Right. So it's almost like we're taking a step forward, but we're kind of taking several steps back.
Yeah, but I think
Can I ask you guys why? Why are you starting from scratch?
Look for new spots, look for maybe better spots. Like you're just constantly looking. You never know what you're going to find. You won't find anything if you don't look.
Because I have such a hard time leaving old spots to go to new spots without fulfilling what I know is there.
how do you know what's there?
I mean, like I have a hard time going too far from. Hold on one second. Yeah, I have a hard time. Like, I know what's there here, and I've seen what's in Delaware because I saw it with my own eyes. That's how I know what's there. But I don't know what's there this year.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess I have a hard time just like.
Well, that's kind of
I
what
feel-
Dan means to me, because like
It's more of like a feeling, I guess. Like I just feel like if I leave that spot, that's where they're going to be.
I think that's a very common idea.
yeah.
I would try to use a
it's
big
not-
word
it's
there.
not
It didn't
as
work.
much. It's not as much knowledge as it is like just gut. You know what I mean?
I think that's because you're relatively new to this, and it's hard to walk away from something.
Yeah, it's stubbornness, I guess too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everybody has their own style of hunting.
Yeah. Well, and
Tactics,
that's, I mean,
yeah.
just back to what Dan was saying about finding new places. Like you say, you don't know what's there this year. So what happens if you show up and there's nothing there? What do you do now? You're just gonna sit
Yeah,
there
no,
for
you
the
don't.
next 4
Yeah.
days. And
That's what's.
stare at
Or
a
what if
tree?
you show up there and there's a guy sitting there in the corner of that field?
Correct. So you always.
I know,
gotta
but
have,
in theory, I went and sat there for 4 days anyway.
Yeah, I mean-
that's where my trouble is, and like
I think
I don't know.
you'll have that mindset until you do that 4 times and you don't see a deer. Then you're gonna be like, all right, like
Yeah,
then I gotta move. It is a gut feeling knowing when to move and when not to move. I'm not completely like leaving the areas that I started hunting in Delaware by any means.
Okay.
Like I'm still gonna put cameras there on the spots that produced good photos last year. Work those
Gotcha.
a little bit more, and I'm always hunting years in advance. So like the spots that I'm gonna put cameras out now, half of them I'm probably never gonna hunt, but then I'll have that information for the following year.
Correct.
Right, and you just keep building that chain, like that chain link, and you just keep going and going and going, and eventually, like you have so many links, like you can just kind of pick and choose where you want to go based off of wind, pressure, all that stuff.
Yeah, we could just figure it out.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and
You
then
always gotta have
Okay.
new spot. You always gotta have new spots, in my opinion.
yeah,
got to have your backups, and
Future.
then you got to explore.
Correct.
Then
You
you
got
gotta
to,
explore.
because at one point in time that you will burn it out. It will be. They'll know you're there. You know, stuff like that, and it'll be burnt.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a hard concept to get, is when you're over pressuring an area.
Correct. You can put pressure on quick because
Mhm.
it only takes one time to disturb the wrong one.
Especially with scent.
Yeah. And if they pick up on a pattern,
Yeah, deer will pattern you just
You're
like
in
faster than
trouble.
you can pattern them. That's for
Yeah.
sure. I think your the idea of not leaving. I think you're going to be a guy that's going to be a very not very, but a guy that's going to want to hunt scrapes. I think you'll do very good on scrapes.
because you'll believe
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah, because there's there's a scrape there, so deer are going to come to that spot at one point in time. If it's a good community scrape, you're going to get several deer from the area who are just traveling through. So eventually, like there's a lot of guys that'll sit a scrape 17 sits in a row. Eventually, a deer is going to walk by and you're going to shoot it. I can't do that.
It's tough. I've tried to hunt scrapes, but you better believe in it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You got to believe in it and not leave, because the day you leave
is the day they show up, which
Correct.
is the exact fear that Kevin is.
Yes. That's why you'll be if you find a big scrape, a good one, you'll be a very good hunter to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dan, whenever you get a chance to come over here, man, we got some walking to do. I got some spots I want you to check out, and I got some questions.
Okay. Yeah. One day after work, I'll shoot up there.
Yeah, definitely did some walking this weekend, so pretty excited about it.
Cool. Yeah, just keep finding those spots.
Every once in a while, I find some sign that I know for sure. Others I don't really know so well yet, and then I look up and I see like an old tree stand, and it gives me a little bit of sunlight.
That happens a lot.
That's my ultimate, like, someone else is thinking it. I can't be that wrong.
Yeah, just hopefully that person doesn't hunt there anymore.
Well, the one I sent you, I don't think he's alive anymore, but
yeah, probably not. Probably
but
not.
No, there were some other spots that are really cool down in valleys with some streams going through it, man.
Yeah,
I found some really cool spots that I'm excited to explore a little bit more this week.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm excited to just get the boot. Like this Delaware trip now has me like just zoned in on deer now for the next 2 months, and then we got turkeys for a little bit. But you know what? One thing I do want to say is in the, I don't know if it was the last podcast, one of the podcasts we did. I didn't find any like rubs and scrapes, but I did find a lot more rubs and scrapes this trip.
Yes, so did I. Like dramatically more, and I don't know if that was due to switching up an area, because the one area I went, I didn't see a single thing, like no rubs, no scrapes, or no nothing. But then the one spot I'm very interested in, it was loaded,
right,
which was cool.
Yeah, me and you went over rubs and scrapes like when I wanted to start.
Uh-huh.
And then we really never got back into like tracking and signing and stuff like
woodsmanship.
Yeah, like walking through the woods together. And then this year, like, I'm trying to go back to that, and like I'm trying to remember everything, and it's just like, man, I need more lessons in this, because I mean, there's some times where you just know you're following a trail, like something walked this path before. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you could just tell by the lane that you have or whatever. And then there's other times where I just look up, I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
I am so lost right now.
That just takes time. I mean, it's just going to take years of looking at situations and, reading the land. I mean, it'll get to a point where you can pretty much look at a topo map and be like, deer are going to be in this area, and you'll get there, and deer usually are in that area.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of get familiar with where deer want to be. Now that doesn't happen every time, and for the next 5 years, you might pick 10 spots, and 8 of them there's not a sign of a deer there.
Yeah,
and that still happens. Like that still happens to me. I'll be like, oh, this looks like a good ridge. You'll get there, and there's 2 tree stands and a trail camera, and not one. There's no deer sign whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll come with time. But yeah, we definitely got to get you back to
woodsmanship.
Yeah, woodsmanship. We got a little bit into too much detail too early, and it just kind of overwhelms you, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It did. I had no idea what the hell you were talking about. I was like, why is he just walking? What's he doing?
Yeah, so it'll make more sense for you now.
Exactly. That's why I just like, I keep bringing it up, because like I know that I understand it more now. By no means do I get it, but I understand more what's going on.
Yeah, it's just what it does is just helps you make more, because you're never going to fully know the whole story, right, until you kill the deer, and then even then you might not know the full story. But it's just kind of helping you put those blocks together to build, like, get that foundation of what's going on, to make an educated guess, really.
Yeah, and if you like, and I wouldn't get too tied up on looking for like rub lines. Rub lines are very tough nowadays to find. Yeah. Well, it might be different. In Jersey, you have some younger class deer, so they're more relatively to give a rigid line comparatively to a big buck who tends to not give away. Most of his rub's done in his bed.
Bed area, yeah.
If he rubs on a tree, it's because he's legitimately frustrated. He'll give you a little sign of in and out, but he ain't gonna give you too much outside of the
core area.
Yeah, I don't find too many rub lines often anymore. I find more scrape lines.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? That's funny you say that because there's definitely far less rubs.
It's an age class thing, I think, in my opinion.
So you think we're getting a higher age class?
I think we have
home. I'm talking about a home.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. Oh, 100%. Our average deer age is way higher.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And I think you get a what?
Why? Like, what do you think causes that? People just get antsy and wanting to shoot something, or
Management practice.
Yeah.
Before here in Pennsylvania, there was no point restriction. It was if it's brown, it's down. Now we have a point restriction, so that allows our deer herd to grow and age.
Yeah.
And
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and as you're a young rambunctious kid, like anything else, you're out there just peeing everywhere and playing with your dick in the wind, and as the older you get, you calm down a little bit. And
don't go to the bar too much.
Correct, and I think that's kind of to look away at a deer too. The older he gets, he knows what's going on. He don't got to go waste his energy and rub on every tree and piss on every scrape. He goes and picks. He knows where he's got to go, and he goes and
takes care of his thing. And I also believe too, once a buck gets mature, the does know that and they go to him.
Some of that I think can happen too.
Yeah.
I've read some articles where a big buck has sought out a particular doe, not even in his area, but he'll go and find and he'll go to that one every year first, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like all deer have personalities.
Yep.
And you just got to try and figure out what that deer wants to do. Because and I'm sure you're gonna start picking up on this, Kevin. Behind your house, like you'll have bucks all summer, and then once they shed velvet, you'll never see that buck again.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Some of them have a buddy system.
I am not seeing a lot of deer right now.
You're not going to. They're grouped up.
Yeah.
Are you feeding?
No.
Yeah, so you're not. There's no reason for them to be behind your house.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to feed all.
Yeah.
So
funny,
and this isn't relative to Delaware, but remember last year I had that one buck in PA that had that little like sticker in between his G2 and G3. Didn't see him all spring, all summer, all fall. Guess who came back January 15th? That buck.
Really?
Yeah. I found a camera that I forgot about.
Okay,
we'll just say I lost it. We won't lie. I saw it and I was like, somebody's got a fucking trail camera on the goddamn this is private land.
Yeah.
On the private I can hunt, and then I get up to him like, oh, it's my camera, you're an idiot. I forgot to put it there. And he was on it.
Nice.
Yeah. And that deer only shows up like January to February and then gone.
Yep. And that's just because
What do they just go deep?
I have no idea.
No, it has to do with feed and they yard up, and then he's also probably just
he feels safe there.
He's making his way back, or
I mean, theoretically, he could probably be there until May, and I would never really know because he's shed. I can't. It's really hard to identify.
Yeah, but he comes in here, he feels safe, or
once he starts growing, he might go somewhere else. And kind of summers there.
Yeah. Maybe he lives far away, and he's on his way back, and he
gets pushed out from rifle season and stuff like that, and it just takes him a bit to get to me.
Yep. Very well.
Yeah, I don't feel like waiting around till January to hunt him though.
Yeah.
And it's such a small. I literally have let's just say 2 weeks to know that he's there,
find him,
and then figure him out.
Yeah, that'd be tough. Too.
It's tough, and then I like the pictures. He's all over the place, so I don't really know.
How big is he?
He was like a 115 this year, 120 maybe. If he's alive next year, I think he's going to be a very, very good deer.
Be a pretty buck.
So that's just a little.
What's the average grow on
It depends the year to year.
Yeah, it depends on his feed.
Genetics,
it depends on his stress. It depends on all kinds of stuff.
I think the biggest jump is probably like 3 to 4 or 2 to the 2 to 3 and 3 to 4 is going to be your big jumps.
Correct, and that's also again age. So you can't get a big buck without age. You'll get one here and there, but that's the genetic.
The perfect doe and the perfect buck met, and he's just
stars aligned.
Yeah, he's the prodigy.
That stud. Got to find that stud in the woods.
Yeah, and then you'll notice like 4 to 5 is when they start putting on like the mass.
Yep.
And then 5 and 6, like the older they get, they start putting on that mask, and then I noticed like that's when they start getting like those weird kickers and stickers and stuff like that. Like Trump, that's how he was. He was clean until he was 7 or 6. We don't really know how old he was, but he was up there.
And then all of a sudden you hit the decline because
like Holyfield did.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's basically like a little idea on how the deer kind of sporadically change based on season. Like we could go to Delaware and hunt in the rut, and our spots are going to be terrible.
Oh, I would
because we're basing everything around summertime feed.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it could be different deer too.
Yeah.
So
that could be another reason we don't see much sign, because we're in areas where we're basing
summer patterns.
Because we're looking to see what feeds there or what's going to be, you know what I mean, like rubs and scrape wise.
Yeah, it's so hard to hunt, especially since we can't. I mean, if I lived down there, I'd be glassing those fields every afternoon I could.
Oh yeah, be out there a good bit.
And it's so hard, and try and set them down like that, because the deer, they don't move until the last minute because it's fucking 95 degrees there to come out into the fields in the afternoons.
Yeah,
and I don't really remember seeing very many deer in the fields in the morning, to be honest.
No, I don't. We don't see much. I shouldn't say we don't see much. It's just everything's right at last minute. It's just because, like you said, it's the heat and stuff like that. And
yeah.
I think it's just how that September rolls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, though, if you, like Kevin, you were in a prime spot last year, just you weren't able to capitalize on it. But like you were at you had the group of deer there, and that's the problem. If you're not in that group,
can't kill them if they're not there.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you know how much feed's around.
It's everywhere.
I mean, and you make
that's the craziest thing.
You make one wrong step, and you could blow that spot out too.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys feel like there's an advantage being there opening day with like pressure and stuff? Like obviously,
100%.
There hasn't been much, but like, do you think that they're just a little bit way more lax? And
yes, because every day,
around?
well, every day that they get closer to losing velvet and stuff like that, that deer is going. It's about to change, and he's about to leave.
Yeah,
more than likely, he's about to go. His feed changes, everything changes. So,
once the beans, I don't even know if you know this, Kev. Once the beans turn yellow, the deer don't touch them.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, they're all of a sudden bitter.
Yeah. So then, and at primarily that same time is when the acorns start falling. So that's when the groups of does hit those acorns, and then the bucks are shedding at the same time. So they're establishing that range of what they're going to be, traveling during the rut. Because now you're into that, middle of October. Then you start seeing those scrapes coming up, and those scrapes are kind of based off of the food. So you can actually find scrapes that are real hot, but they'll be dead the rest of the year because they're based off of acorn crop.
Yeah, because the growth for a deer on his antlers is cut off by testosterone. As testosterone rises, it cuts off growth. That's why they harden up.
Yeah.
Okay. So and as his testosterone's rising, he's feeling his oats, and he's going to be on his way.
It's game time.
Yep. And I think the older the buck is, that's a little bit more refined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be literally October 1st. He knows where he's headed,
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2 of the 3 sheds that I found were in extremely thick pieces. The one was in the middle of a field, and we damn near walked right by it. I was literally like, this is actually a funny story. We were checking a new spot. This is like a brand new spot that we've never been to. We were checking the spot out, walking down this road, like 2-track road, and we get to a field, and we're walking, and Eddie's like, oh, I want to check, there's a pond in this field, I want to check it out. So we're like, all right, so we're just walking bullshit, and I'm like, we're talking to each other as we're walking, probably 10 feet away, 15 feet away, and like through Eddie, I see these like 2 tines sticking up, and I'm like, oh shit, there's a shed. And like the closer we got to it, we're like, oh no, it's not a shed. It's just like 2 like the leaves from like corn or something just sticking up in like weird.
Yeah.
And then we get up to it, we're like, oh shit, no, it is a shed. And we picked it's actually a pretty cool shed because he's like a forky, but it's a big like deep fork.
Yeah, when I thought it was a breakout from like fighting and stuff and from earlier in the season, but not. He just had 2 pedicles because he has another.
Yeah, he has
another point growing.
Yeah, a little point coming off of his dome.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a really cool deer, I think, this year.
Yeah. Hopefully he's in that area too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
If he's there for late season feed, hopefully he's there for early season feed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wonder how much they change in Delaware.
Well, I don't know because I don't know outside of.
I mean, you have your homers and your roamers, so we really don't know.
It's the same, but like the terrain and the vegetation, and everything's so different down there than here.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about that a little bit. How nice was it
Well, this
to walk down there?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's just, well, I think also like Dan made a good point. Like we might walk too fast down there because it's flat.
Yeah.
You don't have no resistance outside of.
And it's super thick.
Yeah.
Or at least where I was, it was super thick.
But I think we walked too fast a little bit, and we got, back her off.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a problem that I'm having too.
Walking too fast?
Yeah. Like, and looking up for a sign.
So, yes, that's one thing I want to cover for shed hunting. And I don't know if we covered this in the shed hunting episode that we did. Now, if you're walking in the wood, like, if you're shed hunting, you need to focus on looking for sheds.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're gonna walk through and be like, oh shit, there's a scrape here, there's a rub. Yeah, then I go ahead and mark them down. But like, I'm not looking for rubs. I'm not looking for scrapes. I'm not looking for oak trees. I'm not looking for tree stands. I'm not looking for cameras. I'm not. Like, you start trying to look for too many things, and your brain just can't do that.
My brain is scrambling.
Yeah. Do you get like a weird feeling when you go into the woods, almost like sensory overload?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I cope with that is just like in my brain, I'm going, nothing else matters except for sheds right now. Like, that's what we're doing. That's what matters.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how I flip my brain off. Like, I'm not paying attention. I don't care about rubs. I don't care about scrapes. I don't care about trails. If I come across them, cool. But
won't you find sheds in those areas?
Um,
I mean, trails obviously, if in a thicket, yeah. But scrapes and stuff,
you're
no.
already in the area. That's just a detail that you're looking at. But you got to block that detail out. Otherwise, like, you can't focus.
Yeah, scrapes and rubs to me mean absolutely nothing for shed hunting because that stuff happened in
months ago.
Yeah.
October.
Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of the month.
Yeah.
October, November. So that means nothing to me right now.
Yeah.
There were deer here in an area, like, for whatever reason. But, and also too, like Eddie said, it's like based around food. That's honestly the most important thing is food.
Yep.
Okay.
That's where the deer are going to be. And right now it's just browse pretty much. And I guess I don't know if they have red oaks down there, but if you can get into a red oak section, they have to.
Yeah.
Some form of red oak, they're going to want that because they typically don't hit that until now because once it freezes, it's not as bitter anymore.
Yeah. It ripens it, I guess you want to say.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah, like, just focus on sheds when you're out there. I don't know if we covered that last time, but that's a big thing because you get going too many things and you're next thing you know, you're following a rub line for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
I'll tell you 100% I've walked past 5 sheds. I am way overwhelmed.
Oh, so have we.
Oh, you're not going to pick everyone up.
No,
it would be cool to walk out there and be like, yep. But
yeah.
Like an Easter egg hunt, but it's not.
I'm 100% like a lost dog out there, though. Like, just like looking up, looking around, not like very, very
all over.
Also a little eerie. Really walking around the woods, getting lost the first time by myself.
Yeah.
Ever. So it's just like it's almost like too quiet from being from the city and stuff. Like it's a little eerie at first. I find it very relaxing now, except for like the overthinking everything.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy my long walks. So
I noticed
it has been nice.
The track that you screenshot and sent me.
Yeah.
It looks like you're kind of just willy-nilly walking around.
Sure.
If I was you, I would try to focus on a block of area and cover it. Because you're relying on just walking past the shed in the woods. And I've other than me and Eddie just walking through a field, me seeing a shed, very rarely do I find sheds like that.
Yeah, now you do just happen to.
You'll stumble into one here and there, but
you're not gonna be consistent about it.
No.
Like we were having a talk down because Dan and I each have a different way of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at terrain features. I'm headed to areas Smelts does a lot more gritting. He just likes that's the way he does it. I tried to do it the other day, but then that's when I get overloaded because I feel like I'm not too slow, but I'm not
covering the area.
I'm not covering anything. I just feel like I'm
boxing yourself off.
Correct. And I like to see, and I do a lot of scouting. I probably, again, my shed hunting is different than Dan's. I'm probably looking for more. Like I'm using it straight up as scouting. The bonus to me is finding a shed, if that makes any sense.
And we talked about that
Yeah.
actually.
I prefer to scout. I prefer to learn the land, the terrain, because that's going to benefit me more than finding a shed. Because you might find a shed of that deer you'll never see that deer.
It could be dead,
I'm at a
too.
point where I feel like finding a shed would be bigger than killing my first deer.
Oh no, the first one's always like cool as hell. Like
Yeah.
I have my first one, and I found that turkey hunting. I didn't even find that while I was shed hunting. It's like
That's
cool
funny.
as hell.
And then once you find one, like your brain goes, oh, that's what an antler looks like laying
You
on the
get
ground.
an imprint. and
Yes.
You'll get an imprint, and you'll be able to see it as you're walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. Like you won't find anything, and then it usually takes me like 20, 30 miles to like get my like eyeballs to work the way I want them to
All
work.
right.
Yeah.
I'm coming up on it.
I've also gone 40 miles without finding a shed in the middle of the season, so
Yeah.
it's
Go on a season where you don't
Yeah.
find none.
for me it's literally I just walk. Just
Yeah,
walk.
That's all you
walk,
can
walk.
do.
Yeah, no, like I know it looks like I'm just like moseying along the woods, but I am walking ridges. I found a lot of good places that I'm interested to look at, and I also know how to get to them now, so that I can continue that search further out without being exhausted by the time I got there. If
Oh,
that
I
makes
see.
sense.
Yeah.
So,
Access
like,
is important.
I've been going in very thick stuff and getting all the way out there, and I always keep an eye on things like, all right, I'm 2 miles out, I still got to go 2 miles back. So
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
so then I'll head back, but then what I'll do is I'll find my way to the path, cut the path back so that I can get on the path and get there in 10 minutes, and then go another hour out.
Okay. Yeah, now's the time that you like learn that stuff now. Like you can blow the woods up, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, don't hurt your nose.
Learn your access.
I also did all that walking with a 40-pound vest on.
Yeah.
That doesn't help. So when I get 2 miles out, I get a little worried.
Yeah.
I gotta drag this thing all the way back. God damn it!
Yeah, that's rule number one is if no matter how far you go, you got to go that distance back.
Yep.
You got to keep that in mind. And that's like we're going out to elk land in PA tomorrow. Like I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and
Nice.
those hikes, it's not like Delaware where you've got like a lighter pack. You carry a little bit more because you're so much more removed from anything. So you got more, like you're carrying a lot more water, you're carrying a lot more food. Like I usually carry a little chair that way you can, especially because I think there's snow there right now. You don't want to get soaked sitting down like while you're sitting and eating your lunch and stuff like that. Like having that little, it's only a pound, so it's not like it's
Yeah, but I know what you mean. It's
a comfortability thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, your pack gets to 20, 30 pounds really quick. So it's good that you're walking around with a 40-pound pack because
That's why I'm doing it.
I mean, you're not going to be at 40 pounds, but you'll be close.
Yeah.
Well, you might be because you like to carry, hatchets and Bowie knives and
I'll be
PlayStation 3s.
60, my man.
62 pound pack. Yeah, Delaware is crazy because it's so flat, man. Like the hardest part about Delaware is the briars. Our legs are absolutely shredded from the briars. That would be my only thing. Like, it's just the briars. Like,
yeah, and it's not like regular briar. It's that long, stringy, viney shit where it's like got dinosaur hooks on it.
Yeah. It's weird. I made a comment to Eddie about this. Like, you'll see it, and it'll be like 2 foot long, right? And you go to step over it, and next thing you know, this thing's wrapped up around your neck, taking your hat off. Like it's
it's 10 foot long.
Yeah,
instead of
between
2.
your legs, in sensitive areas, and it's like you just tried to step over it. Next thing you know, you're getting attacked by its like cousins all over the place,
man.
And then like once they hook onto you, they don't let go.
They're pretty.
And they like when they grab your clothes, they straighten out, and then it just comes right across your body and gets everything.
Yeah.
It's miserable. I hate breaker bushes. and those and Greenbrier. I hate Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Deer love it though. They eat
do.
it. And that would be a good place to look for sheds.
Because it's a necessity.
I
That's
also
the
didn't find
problem,
any in
right?
Greenbrier this year, so
That's the problem.
it's tough though. I mean, you got to walk damn near on top of them to find them because it's in some spots it's so thick there.
Yeah, it's tough.
We went through some pretty thick shit last year. When we were there, we were just walking.
Who?
Me and you did, and we got lost. And me and
Oh,
you
I
were
don't get lost.
No, you know what I mean. We
I
were
know,
just
I'm
kind
just
of
fucking
just
with you.
walking.
I don't remember.
I do.
I'm trying to remember where we were.
Um,
Was it when we first started?
No, it was like
What state
maybe
were we
Sunday.
in? Delaware?
Delaware. Yeah,
Sunday.
we were in Delaware. It was like Sunday or something, and we just went for a walk down a path, and we were trying to get to somewhere, and you saw some trails, and we started going into some thick shit.
Oh, we're the
And we found some nice beds.
yeah. We're the
Where the chicken was.
yeah, the chicken experience. I was trying to think of the word. Yeah, the I don't know. I still don't know. We should have checked to see if they were
Chicken
still
coop
there.
in the woods, man.
Two random ass chicken experiment. Yeah, with the chicken experiment. I don't
Yeah.
know what the deal. I don't know
That's
what that
so
was
odd.
about. Yeah. It's the shit you find in the woods.
There's no house around or
was-
nothing.
There's nothing.
No, there was some. I don't know what that was, man. It was weird.
And they were tiny. It was
Did they look healthy?
yeah, looked like just regular white chickens.
I'd eat them.
That's
Yeah.
so weird.
And I think there was a couple eggs in there.
That's so weird.
I don't
It was
understand.
very, very odd.
I'm assuming it
But
has
yeah,
to do
that-
something with
that-
mosquitoes.
That's where we were, and that's where we saw a really good spot that was deep in. There's some shit.
Yeah, yeah. That spot was pretty thick. So that's the kind of shit that I was shed hunting all day on Saturday,
Okay.
Friday. My days are all confused now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just really thought we were gonna find, but there was a couple of spots I was walking, like you just kind of like you feel it.
You zone in. A little
Yeah,
bit
you're
more.
like, this is like I know there's a shed here,
It's got to be here.
and there wasn't one. And then we damn near gave up, just kind of walking through a field, and we found one.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't make any sense. There's like no rhyme or reason to any of it.
Yeah. It's.
Now, do you guys grid search the fields at all? Are they?
You get on high
Are they-
rises and you scan with binoculars, and then you go walk a little bit
Gotcha.
more, scan a little bit more.
That's the best way to do it.
I mean, you
Nice.
could grid
Are they-
search a freaking field, but you're going to be there for a while.
Yeah,
half
yeah,
your day gone on a field. Yeah.
yeah. If it's like CRP, you can't
No.
bino that. You can't glass that.
No.
So you got to walk
Yeah.
those. And
You pretty much have to step on it.
yeah, I don't want to say I don't really have luck doing that, but I've also not really done that a lot.
I've done it in little ones.
It's tough, yeah.
but
It's tough. I'm trying to think. I would say the thicket would be the best attraction down there for me to shed hunt,
Okay.
just to shed hunt.
What? Because it's so thick.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems to be like that's where the deer were.
Yeah.
If I went back down, I would probably spend all of my time just in that thick, nasty shit.
Okay.
But I also
And
like the hardwoods.
That's probably where they want to be in the summer, where it's shady.
Well, that spot that you hunted last year, I took a really, really good walk in there, and I know why they were in there. They have the amount of shade that's in there right now, due to with no leaves on the trees. It's because that area is full of holly trees, so they hold leaves all year. But like I took a picture of it, and they're nice and cool in there. There's a lot of water in there too that I didn't know that was in there. So, just so you have some heads up, And I found a tree
Nice.
that I would sit in if you want me to point it out.
Yeah, of course.
Always
I always.
But you
wanna
know what
hear
I
shit.
mean? Yeah.
I definitely am not one to say no. I got my tree. I wouldn't remember that damn tree if I grew it in my yard.
You'll get your killing trees that you like.
I mean,
The
because I
only
do
way
that
that-
now. Like I go walk around and this is the tree I'd want to be in. I try and just keep a mental note of this could be.
Yeah. The only way I found the tree I was in last year, I was just walking down and I saw like a real beat up path from the woods to to the field, and I was like, "There's my highway." And then I went in, and there was like three trails coming to that inn, and I was like, "They got to come by here." So I just posted up.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that's really all you could do, especially when you first get to a place. Is I mean, basically what you did was an observation set.
I had no idea what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
And you'll learn. That's it. Just, like I said, it just takes time. I know that sounds like a broken record saying that, but it just takes time. And it's not like we're murdering deer every time we go down there either. We're learning too.
Yeah, man, it's crazy just going to a place that you don't know, getting out of the car and being like, "All right, let's go find them." And
well, that's the fun thing. I mean, because we could kill an absolute giant. We could kill an absolute giant.
Yeah. You could just have your day, man.
Yeah.
Any given day down there.
And I like it because it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's exciting. It's not like you pay money and go to some place and all the work's done for you. You just sit there and plink one. You know.
Nah, this is hard work.
I like this. This is part of it. You know, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm looking to. Go ahead, buddy.
I love working hard and I hate working.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't mind like working hard for something and earning it, but I wish I could just do what I love all day. Doing it, you know.
Oh, it's easy to work hard when you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I thoroughly enjoy like the hard work of this sport and lifestyle. Like I thoroughly enjoy that. But man, is it hard to get the payout.
Yeah, man, it's like I relate it to and this is why a lot of people don't do it, right? Because of the immediate gratification. There is none of that. But it's like, imagine how many people would go to college if they didn't know when the final test was?
Probably never.
You never know when the test is when you're hunting for deer.
No.
You just study and you study and you study and you're constantly ready, prepping, learning more, studying more, reading the textbook more. Like, how many people would actually go to college if they never knew when the test was?
And then when the test comes, you find out you really haven't been studying right. You ain't ready.
Yeah, you were reading the wrong book the whole time.
Yep.
So I think that's
a very good way to put it. I like that. That's a very good way
right?
to put
Like,
it.
how many people do that? Everybody goes to college now because, I don't study until the day before the test.
Yeah.
Well, what if you don't know when the fucking test is?
Yeah. You gotta be on your toes.
You always got to be ready, and that goes into everything, right? Like shooting your bow and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Every piece.
Every
matters.
piece of that. Yeah.
Man, what a fun thing this is, man.
Yeah, it really is. Especially when you get to talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I do.
And
I love being a part of this.
I'm really looking forward to part 2, putting the cameras out.
Yeah, I have my brain is going to be working for a bit because I've been trying to figure out how many cameras I want to take down.
52.
I don't have that many.
You can.
No, I can't.
Well, the price of batteries right now is astronomical.
Well, and then
especially if you want to run lithiums.
That I do.
Yeah, they're like $250 a piece.
But
right
I
now.
don't know if I need to for Delaware.
No,
in the summertime.
It's only 2 weeks, right?
No, it's through 2 months.
2 months. We check them 2 weeks before we go hunt.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what you're thinking.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 2 months in the warm weather like that. I don't.
Yeah, I probably got to just use alkalines.
I'm putting cell cams down there this year. I think.
Are you?
Yeah.
Nice. He's got 12.
Well, no, I'm not going to use any of those. I'm going to get Delaware specific cameras.
Oh, so you're going to get 12
Yeah,
more.
you can't mix and match state cameras. That's
illegal.
It's illegal.
That's no way to get a Craven Wild Super Sled.
It's not right. It's not right.
Pro
I did
tip
see.
Of the day. Pro tip of the day right there.
Yeah, pro tip of the day. What's a state just made cameras illegal during hunting season? Kansas?
No shit.
I thought they were banned in general.
No, it's on public land during hunting season.
Oh, just during hunting season.
I'm pretty sure, or was it on public land in general? You might be right. Actually, now I'm thinking about it.
In general, because they're bitching about.
People bitching about like hikes and stuff, and
no, what it is they have a drought going on, and people are just putting cameras on the
watering holes, and people are fighting over the watering holes and shit.
And then just
that's why Utah banned them.
Meleeing deer too.
I didn't know they're illegal in Minnesota too on public land. My buddy told me that. I had no idea.
Wow.
I hope that don't get to here.
I think it's going to. I think it's only a matter of time before you get too many sour apples and they say, fuck it, we're not dealing with it anymore. You guys are all done.
Yeah, you're probably 100% right. That's gonna fucking piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy. I mean,
Not only that, I feel bad for the people that do it just for the wildlife photos.
well, I was just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, like otters. Like I like putting the cameras out. I get all kinds of critters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get coons playing around, shoveling in the water, and mink, wood ducks. Like
Just animals doing animal things.
yeah, and it's all video. And it's so cool to watch. And if I have to stop doing that, it's gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
That's one of my favorite parts of all this, seeing things you just never would see.
Yeah, and it's something we should be able to enjoy. And I don't see, because if these guys are that good with cameras where they can put a camera out and go kill deer off of it, like giant deer consistently, I'm doing something wrong. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't see how it can be like a benefit outside of,
I think the people that are doing that too are also doing it on private. I don't think they're really doing it on public.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's not going to change anything. Because you can't tell people they can't put cameras on their own goddamn land.
No, I know you can do it
Yeah.
on private ground,
Yeah.
but I
Like
mean,
public, I don't know. Because like you got to factor in, like I think there are people that think cameras are not ethical, right?
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there definitely are.
And when you put cameras on public land, there's so much that has to happen before you can get to that spot.
It's so
Like if
uncontrolled.
I'm at work in New Jersey and my phone pings in wherever PA, it's gonna take me 4 hours to get there. Like that is no longer of useful information to me.
No, it's
It's just letting me know, like, oh hey,
just
like
data.
yeah, it's data at that point in time. If anything, it's helping me for next year.
Yeah,
Now, if it's a scrape, yeah, okay. There's been 3 deer have hit the scrape in the last
12 hours.
Yeah,
I gotta get there.
I got to go there now.
But other than that,
Yeah,
I mean, everything on public ground, it's so uncontrolled. You have so many outside
factors.
factors that you can't account for, and I just find it hard to believe that it hurts the deer. Like,
Yeah.
I just find it hard to believe.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed if they got rid of it. I'd also, part of me though would be like, it's gonna remove a lot of lazy people too.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like back to
back
so,
to the roots.
Yes. The one thing I do hate about cameras, and I fall into this trap a lot on private, is I know what deer are there, and I know when they're there. I know when they're not there, in my head anyway. So it's hard for me to go to a spot when I know I haven't, especially with cell cams.
You rely on it too much.
Exactly. You get too caught up into it. And it takes away that excitement of like what's coming through the woods.
I mean, I can see the.
You know what else sucks, which I haven't come across yet, but I know you have. When you're sitting in a tree and another cam goes off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's frustrating.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I don't.
even
I don't
more
have cell
frustrating.
cameras yet.
You will. Oh, excuse me. What's more frustrating
not.
is what's that?
Maybe not. Maybe they won't be allowed.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's something to think about. I wouldn't go spending a ton of money on them, to be honest.
You don't know
Yeah,
where
no, I
'Cause
buy
you
cheap
might not.
shit. You know that.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding?
Well, cell cams, I wouldn't buy cheap shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I'll ever buy it. I mean, I say that about a lot of things, but
Yeah. What's very frustrating is when a cell cam goes off and you can damn near see the camera, but you can't see the goddamn deer. That happened to me. Like I was 40 yards from a cell cam. Cell cam pinged. Never seen the deer. Never
that's
seen it.
crazy.
And then you start thinking about it, like, how often
This
does
thing
that
behind?
happen?
You miss a lot. Of
You know what I
deer
mean? Like
if
you
ain't paying
don't.
attention.
Yeah.
The buggers will sneak right on by.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as when they just sneak up behind you and they're underneath you all of a sudden. Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it
How the
happens a
hell did you
lot.
get there?
Especially early season because it's so green, everything's so quiet and
No
soft.
crunchiness.
Mm-hmm.
It surprised the hell out of me how quiet they are.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It is absolutely crazy.
If you hear them, it's probably a squirrel. It's probably not a deer. If you hear
I
it.
found that out, except for that giant that crept up on us that night, and we didn't hear him until he was 2 feet away from us.
Well, yeah. Well, he was in the yard. You gotta leave them leaves
Yeah.
in your yard. Don't rake them damn leaves this year.
You're right. You're right. That's how we got up there.
Yeah, that was
I
pretty
gotta
funny.
check that across the road there pretty good, I think.
Looking, yeah, you do. Looking back, Eddie, what we just did would you change anything?
No.
No.
I had a very good weekend.
I had fun too. I mean, we covered a decent amount of miles. 30 miles, 35 miles in total. We
Yeah.
probably covered.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you change anything about your game plan?
For part 2, by putting out cameras.
Yeah.
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 Found new spots.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's that's. Don't get hung up on the same spot all the time.
You're not invited. You're not allowed to leave your spot.
I'm not going.
I'm not gonna go. Yeah, no, this just fits in, and this is probably why me and Eddie are such good friends, is because our hunting mentalities are very similar in the fact that we're very mobile.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are. I wasn't expecting that when I went down there.
And then we do have spots. We have it each do have spots that we hunt every year, but they only get hunted
specific
times, or
scenarios.
Yeah, you take a stab at it, or you wait till it's go time, because you know what that area is doing.
Yeah, my goal for Delaware is to have 2 to 3 spots per wind. That's my goal.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Like good spots, not just a spot. Like I already have that already. Like I just have a spot that I want to go to, and northwest wind, east wind, southwest, whatever wind.
Yeah, it's more or less total observation.
Yeah, correct. Like the new spot I found, on Saturday before we went to the new spot. That's a spot that I'm going to get in just observation sets probably, and just see what's going on.
Okay.
And try to develop a plan.
You putting any cameras in that spot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll be some observation you get off of that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually thinking about only putting cameras in new spots this year. I don't know though if I'm going to do that. Just kind of what you're getting to, and how many cameras are we bringing down there?
Yeah. Well, I think all mine are going in new spots, because now that we have our other new place, I won't be going back to
the other old place.
The other old place, because so down there was the way the Sunday hunting is. You can hunt some places Sundays and other places you can't hunt Sundays. So
yeah,
my main spot, I can't hunt there on Sundays.
Right.
So we went and found a new spot, which is probably going to be my Sunday hunt. So I got 2 spots, but I don't know. It could change from here till September.
Yeah, I have a little bit of Kevin in me, where it's hard for me to leave the beaver pond spot, because I know there's good deer there. I wanted to shed hunt that this year, and I didn't get to it.
There was guys there all anyways.
Was there?
Yep.
Okay. They were parked there?
Yeah.
How many?
3 different trucks over the 2 days.
Really?
And I saw them, I talked to them 2 other guys right down the road from there, so they were probably in that area anyways.
Probably.
Not that, they found everything, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good to know there's that many people in there.
Yeah, you definitely had some people around.
It's weird, man. I had...
And this is the first year we've
6
had anybody around. This is weird.
Yeah. Well, I think last year we were just so goddamn early.
Yeah, we might have been early. Well, only a week early, though.
That's true. It's not like it was out... Yeah. It's first week of March.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting. And it's weird, man. I just don't see anybody hunting there. I don't see stands there. I never got anybody on camera there. So maybe guys just... maybe there's just a handful of guys down there to just shed hunt the piss out of it.
Yeah. Good for them.
It sounds like, because that one guy you ran to said his nephew walked 150 miles so far.
Yeah, his nephew was already up to 150 miles on the year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But last year he said he lit the world on fire. He found, he didn't give me the exact number, but the way he made it sound is he had a hell of a pile.
Yeah. So I got a buddy that's down there, that lives down there in Delaware, and I want to get him on the podcast. He has a buddy. I don't know the buddy's buddy. The buddy's name's Ty. I don't know Ty's buddy's name, but get those 2 guys on the podcast and talk about Delaware. They're Delaware residents, and they're cool enough to talk to
Delaware
us assholes.
tactics.
Yeah. And it was funny that, so we were talking about a particular spot, and he hunts it, and he said there's a lot of old heads that hunt it. And it made me think of the guy, so I told him the story about you, Eddie, about how the guy was kind of like back in '84 it was better, like those kind of guys. And he said, yeah, there's a lot of that down there.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, the guys are probably pissed off that all these Pennsylvania assholes are coming down and killing the 2.5-year-olds. And he started laughing. He said that there is a little bit of animosity towards out-of-staters, but I think it's more from Maryland to Delaware.
Oh, I believe
Isn't that everywhere?
What's that?
Isn't that kind of everywhere?
Yeah.
There's always going to be that something. Like, go to your own home and get it.
Yeah, it depend. I think it depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely. See, I can see Delaware though because they open up so much earlier than everybody else. So everybody's coming down there because that's the only state that opens.
Yeah, I would imagine
get that jump.
Yeah, yeah. See, like when I was in Kentucky, I had no issues whatsoever.
Everybody was like, "Hey,
everybody
what
was
up?"
cool. Nobody deer hunts down there. They run dogs for like rabbits and shit. Like trials is huge down there. At least where I was. So I hunt when I first went down there the first year. There was 2 guys running dogs, and it was the first week of September. I asked them. First of all, they're really cool. They're like, "Oh, we won't run." Like, we were talking. "Oh, we're gonna be hunting here this week," and I was like, "Well, there's other spots we can go to." He's like, "No, you like hunt here. We'll run dogs somewhere else." Very, very cool people. And I was like, "Well, how many like guys hunt this?" And he's like, "You're the first person I've ever seen bow hunt this in 10 years." I was like, "What?"
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Damn, I'd be going in there with a smile on my face.
Now, what's Ty say about shotgun season and stuff down there?
I didn't get a chance to talk to him about that. That's one thing I want to get into is like the rules and
I need information here.
I'm not a gun hunter.
I'm not either, but I'd like to know if
I'm only a bow hunter.
We thought about driving deer. We didn't know you couldn't drive deer down there.
Yeah, until you found that sign.
Until I found a sign that says no deer drives. You're not allowed to do any type of deer drives.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of why I was just wondering.
It sounded like and don't take this as fact, but just in the short conversation we had, I don't know if I should say anything because it might give away where it is. I'm not going to say anything. It's the area. Remember the areas? I apologize. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to blow his spot up.
Gotcha.
There's like the area. Like there's an area that you can rent out, I guess. There's more information about that he told me. I'll have to let you. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know about that when we're done recording.
Okay.
And I'm not being an asshole by doing that, but I don't want people to cop stuff, just by listening to this. Like, I'm a big proponent and like do your own fucking work. Like,
yeah, don't
I'll help
be lazy.
you to an extent.
I'll help you as much as you need any information, but at the end of the day, you gotta do the legwork too.
Yeah. Now there is a guy from Delaware that's helping me out, but I've still spent hours reading that goddamn book and I still have no idea what it means.
Yeah.
They have very different rules down there. Like you can you have to like zone, you have to pick a stand and like you go to these, they have like hub areas, we'll just call them.
Yeah.
And you go to these hub areas and there's this big wooden box. You open it up and it's got literally like, we'll just say 1 through 100. And you go, I'm going to go to stand 58 today. And you have to be within 50 yards, according to their rule book, of that wooden stand that they have.
Yeah.
Or ladder stand, whatever the hell is they have in that area. So the state puts a stand there, and you have to be within 50 yards of it. Now, me and Eddie went to this new area, and there was one of those wooden stands, and there wasn't a tree around it. So you have to be in that thing, or you're hunting on the ground, one or the other.
Yeah, and it was like really like...
So it's weird. Like, it's just so... This is all, like, I've never seen this before. Delaware's the only place I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
And you gotta drive to that hub area to get to headquarters. Hope to God that nobody took that spot first.
Yeah, that's
and
annoying.
You can't leave that area. Like I just don't know the
details.
Yeah,
it seems really complicated, but then we found some more information on it, and it's not complicated anymore.
Yeah. It's like you just gotta find that piece. You really gotta cross your T's and dot your I's.
Yeah, and then, like, because it's a little, it could be,
and having a local guy is like really helps out.
Yes.
I have a question about that, Dan. I don't know if you're gonna know the answer about it, but now, can you sign that stand out for the week, or does it have to be returned
every morning?
Returned by that's tough.
Yes, that's you probably won't like that place. You gotta change spot every day.
Yeah.
I gotta be there. I gotta sleep there. I'll just put my tent right outside.
And
they have lotteries, but I think that's for the shotgun stuff.
I'm thinking it's shotgun too. I don't think that's archery.
Yeah,
that would
suck.
Yeah,
but like, so you got to go there, and there's a lottery every morning. That's how I interpreted it as.
Yes, for the shotgun season.
God damn.
Yeah, talk about weird.
Yeah,
and there's zones, and there's different like rule. Like Delaware's rule, you gotta. If you get I think you have to buy the quality. Well, yeah, you got to buy the tag, but you buy the quality tag, or do you buy the extra tag?
Well,
the quality tag is the one that you buy extra, right?
Yes.
So you can shoot one buck and it can be pretty much anything. And the quote unquote quality deer tag has to have at least a minimum of 15-inch spread.
Correct. And now, like in the new place we just found, you're only allowed to shoot quality buck. You're not allowed to shoot.
Yeah, it's like a management area or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a deer management
But it
area.
has to be 15 inches or wider.
And it was like $1,000 fine if you screw up.
$1,000 fine if you screw up.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's gotta have a 17-inch spread.
Yeah, you better be good at that, bud.
Yeah. I
Keep
wonder
it
how
clear
many
of that
deer
area.
get shot in left leg.
Tip to tips of ears. That's where you can pretty much tell. That's about 16.
Yeah.
15, 16 in there. So if you see one that's up to his ear or out to his ears,
You're
you'll be
good.
all right.
Because it is outside spread. It's not inside spread, which helps.
Excuse me.
So yeah, that's that's part of this whole game is learning the rules.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to limit yourself either. Because there's a lot of people that aren't going to go through that learning, taking the time to read all this stuff.
Yeah, well, they're going to say, that's complicated. Never mind. I'm just going to go back to
You're going to go to the spot it's easy. Like, oh yeah, you can hunt there every
every day, dusk to dawn.
doesn't
don't
matter. You don't got to pick out a stand because there are spots like that too in Delaware where you can just hunt wherever you want.
Yep. Do what you please. So there's a lot to it, but I'm excited for it. Like,
Mhm.
I think it's going to be fun.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, I'm pumped to get those guys, the local guys, on too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'm
gonna be a
kind
good
of
one.
excited to talk to them because I didn't know that you got some more information and whatnot.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. I've been Insta buddies with him for I want to say 2-3 years now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a big duck hunter too. Like, and he's killed some really good bucks.
How'd you get hooked up with him? Just
I think through the WCB guys,
okay.
like just that like kind of community that they've built.
Yeah.
I think we followed each other, and then he must have seen one day that I posted something about Delaware, and then that kind of where it started from there.
I gotcha.
That happens a lot to me. Like it happened in Kentucky. There's a couple of guys in Kentucky locals that I know just from somehow, they it's mostly the WCB guys. They listen to Work Class Bow Hunter. I was on their podcast a couple of times, so like there's like that.
Yeah, you grow.
Yeah, you kind of grow with the community, I guess.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's cool to and generally, and I've never had a bad encounter with any of those guys like that.
Oh, good.
So it's cool. Generally speaking, I would assume that if they're reaching out to me,
Yeah, they're
just
not,
I reach out to guys that I see picking up sheds in PA and stuff. Like you're just like-minded individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of happened with me this weekend with a local guy.
Yeah,
He just kind of popped into my Facebook. He friend requested me, and he's sharing his pictures with me from the area, and
that's awesome, man.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh man,
don't burn that. Like share your pictures and stuff too. Like
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't just like take his picture, say thank you, and unfriend him.
right.
I told him we got to shoot the shit, man. He actually turkey hunts out here too. He might want to link up.
You know who I should get on the podcast too is that guy that I ran into in the I almost said the area, Holyfield.
Oh.
Mm.
Remember that guy that I talked to?
Oh, yeah.
And that's how that started. Like we just
Mike.
we just ended up talking in a parking lot, and long story short, we ended up hunting the same deer for a while. And now we text each other. I don't want to, not all the time, but pretty much seasonally. See how we're making out. He goes out west every year
Okay.
to shed hunt and finds 100 sheds in a week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So, but yeah, I mean, shed hunt was good. I wish we had a little bit more time. I want to go back. I don't know if I'm gonna go back though.
It's tough.
Yeah, just the amount of people that are shed hunting there. I mean, I know you can't really worry about that, but I just want to put in some more time in some more of those other spots.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
new spot I really want to
Yeah.
explore some more.
Yeah,
It's
who
a
knows?
huge area. It's so big.
It is.
It's tough.
And who knows? We could.
Hey, did you guys cook it all down there?
Not really. No,
Okay.
we were going to, and then it was like it's only the two of us now since plans kind of fell through. So we just ate on the back of the truck with some sardines and some packed.
Oh,
freeze-dried
that's what I wanted to
lunches
say.
and shit.
Yeah, the freeze dried. Yeah, we just did freeze dried stuff,
Yeah.
pre-packed
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are sardines the best shed hunting meal?
I think so.
I hope not.
They're incredible. You don't like sardines?
No. I don't think so. I don't know.
You don't think so you don't know.
Yeah,
No, I don't
that's
think
right.
so.
You also
Yeah,
think you need to
nah.
hunt the same spot 14 times in a row. So, you know,
Well,
I think you got to try.
guy-
At least.
we're gonna
guys
have you
keep moving,
mobile
ain't doing
eating
no better.
sardines.
You'll have to at least give it
Mobile
a
eating
shot.
sardines.
The mobile sardine hunter. That's your new name.
All right, there it is. You've heard it here first.
I'll tell you what, man. Like that little can of sardines, like just gives you that boost that you
can
need.
feel the energy go through you. Like
Yeah,
can
you ever
feel it.
like when you're getting tired and stuff, and you start walking, you're almost like zoning out. Like you're just walking, but you're not
Yeah.
really looking at anything.
Yeah.
After eating those sardines, it's like an energy drink. It's like bam, you're good,
Yeah, you're right back in the game.
and it's quick. I mean, they're it's kind of messy, but
That's the only downfall to them. They
Yeah.
can be messy. Because, like, I should have told you, but I always bring a Ziploc baggie to throw my can in so I can throw it back into my backpack.
yeah,
And you couldn't. You just walked around with wheelie hands for 2 hours.
too long. Yeah, I found a shed though, so it was worth
Yeah,
it.
true, 100%.
Yeah, because like the sardine, I dumped out the oil, and first of all, I ate it with a knife and cut my fucking lip. Rookie mistake. Pro tip number 1 or 2. What were we at 2 today? Pro tip number 2 is bring a
Yeah.
goddamn fork. Or don't use a knife.
Or spork.
Or
the two.
spork. So, and then I'm carrying around this can that's got oil in it, and your fingers are kind of oily, and like the more you move it, the more it spreads, and the next thing you know, your hands are oily, your pants are oily.
Are you guys trying to get me eaten by bear?
There's no bears in
Going on here?
Delaware. You're good.
Yeah, you're good in Delaware.
Yeah, I know. And then you're trying to make me the sardine hunter up here on bear country. I'm not gonna come back one day, man. I got kids.
You got bear spray. You'll be all right.
If the wind's right,
Jersey bears don't like sardines.
No.
I don't know what they like, but they're big.
They are big.
They are.
They are very big. But yeah, I was very impressed with the the sardines. I'm gonna get some multiple cans of the sardines.
Yeah, you got to.
And
You
the
better stock up, or you better find a place near work because these guys seem to dry out PA.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Don't worry, I'll find a stash somewhere.
I damn near robbed that truck the other day.
So I did go to the ShopRite and prep for this to get sardines, and I was in a rush.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
paying attention,
hilarious.
and I got fucking anchovies.
Yeah, I brought him sardines. He didn't even have
Thank
them.
God,
just
I
'cause
didn't
he
have any. Yeah.
Just had anchovies.
God. So what happens? You're not paying attention. You're running around. Last second, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing after this podcast is done, because I got to pack my truck for Western PA, and get this podcast edited and scheduled. You're right there.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
That drive.
That drive sucks. It doesn't suck. It's literally freaking straight.
Yeah.
There's no like turns, no hardly any exits, and it's just like, ugh.
Are you doing
Yeah.
cameras down there, Kev, for part 2?
Cameras?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get at least 2, if not 4.
Cool. Okay.
But I'm gonna have something down there for sure.
Cool. Yeah. I'm assuming you're going to do your field. Kevin's
I'm sure I
field.
am. We're gonna surround.
What are we
that
going to do
motherfucker.
if you ever leave that place? Are we just always going to call it Kevin's field?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
we're gonna retire it.
Yeah. What if? Oh, I see.
Nobody can hunt that field.
I see. Gonna hang it in the rafters.
That's it.
Okay.
We're gonna hang it up.
yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I like it. We got so many spots now. It's just like, well, we can throw spots away. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, honestly, we can. 'Cause
Yeah.
You can't hunt.
Are you
them all.
gonna go to the first spot that you shed hunted? Are you gonna hunt that? You're still gonna stay in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Or you're gonna dump all that and go.
My
I hate the fact that we
my
can't say where
first
we're going.
new-
But
my first new spot,
yeah,
the one where I hunted with Kevin last year.
Yeah.
The first time.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely hunting that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm planning on putting 4 to 6 cameras in there,
Okay.
and then the
Nice.
new place I'm planning on putting.
The other 47.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I don't even know how to do the new place because it's wild. It's not CRP. It's like cattails, but not cattails. It's that.
It's just shit we're not used to.
Yeah, but there's miles of it, and the deer could just lay in it, and you'll never.
Yeah.
But you can't hunt it because there's no trees in it. There's nothing. It's just a swamp.
Drone.
Yeah.
I don't think that's legal there, actually, because of
Don't
what
cheat.
it is.
Yeah.
I did run into a guy in the one spot that I was at that I like. Me and Kevin were there actually last year too, but you probably won't remember the spot that I'm talking. Remember that spot we went and we were leaving and that lady had a giant dog?
Yeah.
That's where we were,
Okay.
or where I was. and ran into a kid pulled in, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. I got another shed hunter. I'm gonna have to beat him up in the parking lot. And super cool. Long story, I would not have been able to beat him up because he was a military guy, so he would have whooped my ass. But super cool dude, our age. He was actually scouting for turkey, and he said he pulled a second week of April tag for turkeys. So that's something to keep in mind there too. The later we go in March to shed hunt, we're gonna run into more guys scouting for turkeys.
Yeah, that's something I didn't even think about.
No, they have a drawing down there, which is like weird. It's a shocker, another weird thing for Delaware.
Yeah,
but
I know if I were to go turkey hunt down there, I knew where I would be going.
Yeah,
if I was in the zone or however they do it. But
yeah,
because I found a lot of turkey sign in my one spot.
See, that's crazy. I've like never really. Also, I'm not looking for turkey sign, but
Yeah.
I don't really find a lot of turkey sign there.
Well, I'm not even I literally just happened to
Stumble into it.
Yeah, and it was like all over. I know where I'd be going.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll think about that one year in the future.
Yeah.
Turkey hunt there. Do the super duper slam for turkeys.
I'm down with that. It's hard to talk me out of turkey hunting.
Yeah. Well, how long has this been going? For quite a while. I think we're gonna wrap this one up. As far as part 1 for the Velvet Redemption. Kev, you got anything you want to add, or did we forgot?
No, man. I'm glad you guys had a good, productive trip. Sorry I couldn't make it, and I'm glad we got together to talk about it, though. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
You know, when we go down in the summertime, I'll tune you into some detail down there. If you don't get to it, I'll ask you where you've been, and then I'll point you to where. Because I have some places marked where I would put cameras, and it's the one's a bedding area for sure. There's water in there, but it's a heavy trails, and then another place is kind of the same ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So.
Would you be keen on going down? I know your schedule is going to change here shortly, but going down just for like a Saturday, like a 1-day trip to scout?
100%.
Okay. Because I think I might try and do that.
That's easier for me.
Okay. Because
you know what I mean?
Like, me and Eddie did that twice last year.
Yeah. Well, we didn't expect to, because we didn't have as much ground to cover. But last year we thought we were going to take 2 days to put cameras out, and it ended up being only one. And then the same with checking cameras.
Yeah, we had them all checked by noon.
Yeah, we were like, well, I don't think we need to do this hotel.
Yeah.
So.
But we got to figure out a better way to get home, because that was miserable.
Today, yeah.
No. When we check cameras.
Oh, that time,
beach traffic and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
So it might be beneficial to maybe even get a campsite and just sleep and wake up at 3 a.m. and leave.
Yeah.
Or maybe Kevin can bring his helicopter down.
Yeah. Something like that.
Where did that
Fuel up the copter, man.
Yeah.
People I'm the cheapest hunter here, man. People gonna think I got money or something.
You gotta have money. You live in Jersey.
Yeah.
Everybody in Jersey has money.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I only have paper airplanes over here.
and we can't even get them to fly right yet.
You'll get there.
All right, you got anything else, or Eddie?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't really have much.
I'm looking forward to Delaware again, like usual.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to part 2, putting out the cameras.
So,
and part 3 will be very exciting. Part 4 hopefully will be fruitful.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Craving Wild podcast. You know the deal. Satisfy them cravings. Be wild.